Hey everyone, welcome to the Notable Readers Podcast.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Philip,
We're two friends who love diving into books.
talking plots, characters, themes, and everything in between.
So grab a cozy spot and a warm drink and let's get reading. Now we're going to be talking about our current reads right now, slash books that we recently finished. One of the books that I finished that I talked about a little bit in the last episode was Before the Coffee Gets Cold by I can't pronounce the name, but it's called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I think it's Japanese. I finished it. I gave it 2.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite book. The timeline didn't really make any sense to me. I really like the concept of it though. I feel like the concept was very cute and I feel like it would be a good concept. It just didn't fully hit for me. And I feel that my expectations were too high. So then when I read the book, it was just like, oh, this was kind of mid. But I'm happy I read it. I might read the second one.
That's fair. So, my one of my currently read books is Full Measures by Rebecca Yarros. That's still on hiatus because it's currently being overshadowed by Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Because I'm not a romance person, so like Full Measures is like actually taking it all out of me to read.
Yeah,
As soon as I find a murder mystery thriller, that's my priority.
right.
So I'll probably go back to Full Measures at some point, but right now
Mhm.
my priority is Not Quite Dead Yet.
Okay. I also just recently finished Homicide and Halo Halo by Mia P. Manansala. This was the second book to the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery series. I also talked about that in the last episode, so go watch if you haven't. Um, but I just finished that one. That one was good as well. I gave this one 3.5 stars, so a little bit lower than the other ones. But I feel like these are such cute, cozy mysteries. I wish I was reading this in the fall. I feel like it would have hit more different. Um, I might read the next two in the fall. Just wait till September or October to read them. But I think they're so cute. It's kind of it's kind of predictable, I would say. It's definitely predictable. She doesn't predict it, that's for sure, but it's easy for the audience to predict it. But it's just so easy to read, so I enjoy them. The book that me and Philip are both currently reading is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Is that
Chabosky.
Chbosky, sorry.
Authors need to start having like simple last names.
Yeah, because I'm confused.
Like half of these children's book authors that I have next to me, they're like all simple. Like why are the adult books the ones with like
Yeah,
impossible last
complicated.
names?
Yeah, though literally. But yeah, we're both reading Perks of Being a Wallflower. I'm on page 42. I'm on part two. I started
Wait, let me check my
yesterday.
Goodreads. I have mine on Goodreads. I'm 80% done.
Oh
80,
wow.
82.
Okay, period. But I'm enjoying it so far. But you guys will learn more about the details on the last episode of September because this is our book of the month. So
And again, watch the last episode if you have.
yes.
I like how this entire episode is just gonna be just go watch the last episode.
No,
Do
literally
it. Do it now.
go. Go.
You cannot continue. Welcome to our new segment, which is going to be called Drinks of the Day, where we feature a new drink every episode. Would you like to start us off?
Yes. So the drink I'm having today, which is my first time trying it, is the
Actually,
Alani. Yeah, this is my first time
like
having
that
it.
flavor or the energy drink itself?
Another flavor.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the Alani News Witch's Brew. It's their new little Halloween flavor.
That's the
Um,
newest can.
oh yeah, the
It,
newest one. He
it's a
knows.
new, they like re-update the can every year. Not that I would know. I mean, it's the fact that when we joined the Zoom call and I saw the drink, the backside of it, I instantly knew what it was.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
I
this
have it in
one,
Lonnie in last week's episode too?
huh?
I think I had one in last week's episode.
You did. You did. You talked about it multiple times.
Not an addiction. I can quit at any time, guys. So my drink, it's because I'm trying to get out of my non Alani addiction because
Okay.
caffeine's definitely really good for you because I have one every day. It's complete hydration, raw organic strawberry lemonade. Can
Oh.
you see it?
Yeah.
It's like a antioxidants, vitamins, electrolytes drink. It's keto friendly, vegan, and gluten free.
Oh wow.
It's actually pretty good. I feel very energized.
It has caffeine in it or no?
No, it has electrolytes, so it's like stuff that's in Gatorade. There's
Yeah.
vitamins C, B5, B6, and B12,
Oh.
antioxidants, A, C, and E, and then it's organic coconut water.
Oh wow.
I'm the type of person like will find a drink at the store when I'm there and just pick it up, and I never had it before.
Yeah, I love new drinks.
But I really like it. Like I will definitely go back and buy all the other flavors.
Okay.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about some of our personal favorite childhood books. So Philip's going to start us off with his first book.
So my first book I have was actually a series I read all the time as a child. I had every single book. Now I don't because someone got rid of them. Side eye. It is the Geronimo Stilton series. I just picked this book because this is the only one the library had for some reason. So basically, Geronimo Stilton series is by Elizabeth Dami. Don't know how to say her name again. It features Geronimo Stilton, who is a talking mouse who runs a newspaper gazette. He goes on fun adventures, often missions around the world. As you can see, this one is the hunt for the Colosseum ghost. And then, God, it's like a mystery. It's like a children's mystery, humor, and colorful illustrations. It's like a good book for people that like are for like children that are dyslexic like me, because the books on like on the inside, it's like each word that's like could be hard to read. They put it in like a bigger font with a funky font size.
Oh wow.
Um,
That's neat.
it's great for young readers who love action stuff like that. And the themes include like friendship, courage, and like explorativity, if that's a word. So
Wow.
that was my first book.
Weren't you talking about that in the last episode?
Yeah,
Yeah, I never heard of those actually.
actually, like the series.
Mm-mm.
I have a
Nothing.
few in here that are series focused.
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of series.
Other than
Okay, the first book for me is The School for Good and Evil. It literally looks tore up. Like I've had it for so many years. But this series follows these two girls, Sophie and Agatha, and they're completely opposite. Like Sophie's like princess and I need the fairy tale ending, and Agatha's evil, more, rough and
yeah,
evil queen-esque, I guess you could say. In this story, their tales are reversed and their Agatha's feels like the good one and Sophie feels like the bad one, but really it's supposed to be the opposite. And they're just trying to work through that. And it's actually a series. There's three books. I have the rest of them. And it also became a movie. There's a movie. There's what's her name? Sophia. She played in she has the curly hair. She played in something. High School Musical, the
is this?
musical, the series. She played in that.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. But
I wouldn't know what that is. I watch like
it,
two shows at max.
oh, well, I
No
tried.
idea.
But I love these books because this was when I was younger, I loved fantasy and stuff like, yeah, mostly like fantasy realms like that. So this really filled my cup and the series was just so good and it had you rooting for both and rooting for evil and rooting for good as well. So I definitely recommend. I feel like this is for middle school ages.
I
Yeah.
can tell by the size. When you whipped that out, for a second, I was like, "Is that a really children's book?" I was like, "What child is gonna read that?" Like,
No, I read it in like fifth grade, sixth grade,
okay,
something
that's
like
fair.
that.
I was
Yeah.
just like, "There's no way that like a
No, I was at
like this
five
like cool."
reading The School for Good and Evil, believe it or not.
So my next series is I'm probably what oh like a well-known one. I would hope it's like in all schools. Like it's not part of like curriculum, but like your first library visit in like kindergarten, I'm sure they show it to you. It's the Magic Tree House series.
Yep.
Again, not this book specifically. I just picked out the first one I found in the library, primarily because it looked weird having a grown teenager in a children's section of the library. It's by Mary Pope Osborne. I don't know how many books are in the series, but this one says 54. I
I
truthfully
was
don't
about
know
to
how
say
many are
there's
in
a
this.
lot.
Yeah, I know there's a lot. I know this is not the last one. So the series in itself basically follows siblings Jack and Annie who discover a magical treehouse. I'm also reading off of a script that I made myself, so if you see me looking down, that's why. So the treehouse essentially transports them to different times and places in history. They go on adventures, solve mysteries, and learn about the world. Each book it mixes fantasy with educational facts. It's great for young readers who love history and adventure. I know I didn't have every single one of these books, but I did have a few. Did I like reading them? No, because again, the word history is basically history, and I hate history. Um, but I do remember reading this a few times, so highly recommend if you're a homeschool parent that is trying to find an educational yet fun book for your child.
Period. The next book I have, this is giving similar to The School of Good and Evil with the size, but this is The Land of Stories. Have
I
you
like
heard
how
of
you had to
this series?
preference.
Huh?
I like how you had to preference the size.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to
This
turn it to the spine, and it's gonna look massive, but
this is the Land of Stories series. Also, this book is also ripped up. This was my sister's first, and then she gave it to me. The only reason I read it was because she read it because I am a copycat little sister. Um, but this series follows these two. This are they sisters? I mean siblings? Yeah, they're twins. They are twins. That's what I thought.
this whole episode this is gonna be like, are they siblings? It's like siblings are dating in a book.
Yes. Yeah. No, literally. Okay, so in the Land of Stories, we have two twins, and they find their grandmother's like this childhood story kind of book, and it basically transports them into the land called the Land of Stories, and they're going through it, and like all this fairy tales are real, and this is also a book I would recommend for middle schoolers. I guess you could say you have Philip that has the elementary schools, and I
I
have
got the
the
elementary schools
middle
covered.
schools covered. Yes,
High
but this
schoolers, you
is
happen to be on your own. Sorry about
right.
that.
Y'all have to figure that out
You have to
yourselves. That's
figure
the
it
year
out
of
yourself.
discovery. But I really enjoyed this book. This is also a series. Also have the rest of the series over there, but I definitely recommend.
All right. So my next book is also a series I did read a lot, and I did have almost every book, not every one. It is. Oh wait, I need to prep my cheat sheet. Forgot to prep while you were talking. Okay, so my next series is the 39 Clue series. Can you see it?
Yeah, I think I
The
heard.
authors are literally various. Like each book has a different author. Some authors do come back and like co-write with other authors, but literally every book has a different group of authors. Um, so basically, the 39 Clue series, kind of like the Magic Tree House series. It follows siblings Amy and Dan on a global treasure hunt. They search for 39 clues that reveal their family's secret power. The adventure takes them on historic sites worldwide. It combines mystery, history, and action. A fast-paced series that encourages problem solving and curiosity. So if you're like a elementary schooler, I'm trying to hold my mic and my book at the same time. So if you're like an elementary schooler or a homeschool parent, if you're looking for books, I would recommend this book, the Magic Tree House series, for like ages 7 through 8, maybe, and then the 39 Clue series for 9 through maybe 13, because it's like it's history, yes, but the like action packed, like this can keep a child entertained. This has to like this is not keeping a teenager entertained at all. The 39 Clue series like, will keep a child entertained for as long as you need. But yeah, I liked it.
Period.
Locked in.
The next book, I just did not realize the sizes of these books until you pointed something out. So now I just feel like I'm just pulling out ginormous books.
Guys, prep your eyes.
No, literally. Okay, the next book that I really enjoyed, like I can still remember crying over this, is The Book Thief. Oh, this book follows an orphan during World War II, and it explores the themes of mortality,
Sorry.
human cruelty and kindness, and the power of reading to foster empathy. So she loses her family. This says it on the like description. I'm not spoiling. She loses her family, so she's just reads a lot to try to, fill the grief, I guess you could say. But she starts stealing books and all that. And this is also during World War II, so there's also trigger warning. There's also lots of war violence and death and everything. So she's going through that and trying to survive while also hiding basically in the world of books and stealing books and everything. And this book is very sad. That it's a sad book, but I definitely recommend this for middle schoolers, more seventh, eighth, like higher middle.
Older that like can like
Yes.
handle it.
Yes, I can handle it. Yes.
Got it.
Check the trigger warnings. It's like a it's like a Holocaust book, so they're more sad. They're not, lovey-dovey romance books, that's for sure. So tread lightly with this book, but I definitely recommend you read it in your lifetime because it is a good book. It's beautifully written, in my opinion. At least for somebody younger. I can't say now because I haven't read it since I read it that one time, but I definitely recommend.
Okay, so my next book is 14th Goldfish by Jennifer L. Holm. Um, I did read this book. However, I truthfully forgot everything that was in it, primarily because it was a battle when I did Battle of the Books. It was that book. And
I
that
never
whole
did
like
Battle of the Books.
it's so stressful. It's like because you have to because like typically what happens is it's like a group of four or five and you each break off and then you have to like so like you'll read this book, you'll read this book, and then it's like you separate so that each person knows the answers to books. My group didn't do that. We all had to read every single book.
Oh.
So I don't, and it's like the first book I read, so I genuinely don't remember what it was about.
Mm.
But I can tell you what's in my summary that from Spark Notes. So basically, it's about this. So the story is about Ellie, who is a middle schooler who loves science. She doesn't like change, and she's going from fifth grade to sixth grade, and it's kind of overwhelming her a bit. And then her grandfather, who is a scientist, whom she is close with because she loves science, she noticed to start has been aging backwards.
Oh.
Randomly one day she goes to school and finds and sees him as a teenager. Ellie and her new grandfather, whom is a teenager, explore scientific ideas and family bonds. The themes of this book include curiosity, change, and the meaning of growing up. So it's kind of like a coming of age story.
Yeah.
It's like a heartfelt and funny look at family and science. I highly recommend this book. It's a good book to read, honestly. Like reading that summary, even though I haven't read the book in like months,
Hmm.
years, if even. Why did I say months as if I just read it? Years, almost 10. Um, highly recommend the book. Um, especially for like pretty much any grade. Like it's not like I'll show you. Like the book is like pretty much for any grade. Like it's not like it's not like chapter books where it's like microscopic. It's like the fonts are pretty big. It's like a few like a two paragraphs per page.
Yeah.
So pretty much anyone can read this book. It's pretty acceptable for any age.
At age, yeah.
That's that.
Period. Trigger warning for this next book. The book I'm talking about is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. This is about a boy who was taken to the concentration camps during the Holocaust, and it's basically just showing how he's living in there, um, because obviously it's rough times, and I'm pretty sure he was wrongfully taken there, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure if that's true or not. And this is also a movie. The movie also made me cry. The book made me cry. The movie made me cry. But this is really good for middle schoolers, I would say, when they're talking about when you're starting to talk about World War II and everything. I feel like this is around the time I read this book because I also read The Book Thief and The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Hmm.
So I feel like this is a good book for middle schoolers to read during that time. I feel like you learn about it without it being too heavy. Well, I mean it is heavy, but without it being too much for a middle schooler, like something a middle schooler could read compared to an adult reading. But it basically just teaches you about World War II, basically, which is very important to learn about because everybody should learn their history and, well, not their history, but other people's history as well, so that
Hmm.
you can be socially aware about everything that went on in people's past and everything like that to carry it with you throughout the rest of your life. So that's The Boy with the Striped Pajamas.
So my next book is called Pack of Dorks by Beth Varbell. I don't know if that's how you say her name. Um, I don't. I think I read this in like seventh or eighth grade. I believe it wasn't in my media center. I know that for sure, but it is in that library. So if you want to read this book, go to your local library. Support small businesses, obviously. Um, so basically, it follows fourth grader Lucy who wants to stay in the cool group. A behind the shed kiss backfires and she's shunned by classmates. Her baby sister is born with Down syndrome, shifting family dynamics. Lucy befriends other outcasts while working on a wolf project. She learns true belongings come from kindness and acceptance, not popularity. If you're warning about this book, it does talk about like the LGBTQ community and like especially the part with the behind the shed kiss. I did research this book because when I saw like a behind the shed kiss like backfired it, I did want to like go in depth with the book. It does mention like homophobia with the group that she's trying to associate with. Obviously, it does talk about autism and how autism is shunned. Um, Obviously, calling a book a pack of dorks is not acceptable for this type of thing, but I feel like it was more of like a she was associated with being a dork because of what she liked and what she believed in. Obviously, highly recommend. It does teach a lot about like what it's like living, not like having autism, but what it's like living with a family and all, like living with someone who is autistic and does have Down syndrome. And someone who is a part of the LGBTQ community. I recommend this book.
Period. The next book that I have is Dork Diaries. I have the
Stop the dork
Oh
combination.
yes, yes, dork theme. This is about a girl, Nikki, and she I think she starts middle school, and she's always writing in her diary, and the diary basically just talks about all the experiences that she's going through at school. She is getting bullied by this mean girl, Mackenzie. So they talk about her being bullied just because she's a dork. That's really the reason, you know. Then she also has a crush that she likes, but of course, there's problems happening with the crush, and she kind of, Nikki kind of embarrasses herself sometimes, just all those sorts of things. It's also like a coming of age book, but this book is so easy to read. Like as you can see in the pages, it's so small. There's a lot of pictures in it because it is supposed to be like a diary. So it's so easy to read. I feel like you could read this in third, fourth, fifth grade. But it is a whole series. I think they're up to, I don't even know, 14, 15 books, 16, who knows. They have a lot of books. I still am collecting them. I need to get some of them that I read from the library. I own a lot of these. These are also some of these also came from my sister. Like I said, I read the books my sister read
Mm-hmm.
because little sister syndrome. Um, but yeah, so I definitely recommend. Obviously, sometimes,
Sorry,
oh, you're good. Sometimes it
I
could
just
be a
bumped the
little,
mic.
sometimes it could be a little cringy, but that's as somebody looking back at it now who's 19, but little me ate it up. So I would definitely recommend this to your probably up and coming middle schooler, or yeah, I wouldn't say you need to read this for high school, but yeah, up and coming middle schooler, I would say. Dork Diaries. The whole series I recommend.
So my next book is Webster's Tale of an Outlaw by Ellen Emerson White. It's basically a tearjerker in a way. It does follow a dog who is considered an outlaw. It He faces challenges of survival, loyalty, and justice. It explores themes of redemption and identity. Webster seeks his harsh place. His sorry, Webster seeks his place in a harsh, unforgiving world. A low key, I kind of want to reread this book, so I highly recommend. It is a tearjerker because I do remember crying the first time I read it.
Yeah.
I believe I read it in eighth grade. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's when I read it. Highly recommend if you like dogs and you like to hear their stories of um I'm trying to word this in a positive way. If it, if you like to hear them coming through and surviving and sticking out and fighting till the end, this is a book for you.
That's cute. Then my last book is another sad book. I think I have a common theme. It's Wonder by,
I love that book.
yes, R.J. Palicio. This
Hmm.
book is about a young boy who has a face deformity. So when he goes to school, he ends up getting bullied and all of that just because of his looks. So it's basically just the whole story is basically just saying, um, don't, you know, don't let the haters get to you. Just be yourself. Don't let don't let people's judgment get in your head. You just have to stay true to yourself, especially if your inside is good. This book is also a movie. The movie's also really good.
Highly recommend, guys, after you read Wonder, to read the friends' perspectives because it's basically like, do you remember the part where like he's going to school?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's through their eyes. So like their part, like when they first meet him, it's them
Yeah,
coming to
I
school
get it.
through their
Yeah.
eyes. and how they feel about what's happening.
Okay, yeah, I need to look at that.
Highly
But
recommend.
yeah,
Add that to your TBR. No, I'm
I'll
kidding.
add it to my TBR. That should have been our book of the month.
That okay, we have to add that to the book of the month for another
Yes,
month.
what yes. Maybe we should do it for is there a
Is
month for like
is yeah, okay,
um
we can look into this. We can look into this.
yeah,
We,
like
we-
bully bullying. Is that a month or a week or something?
yeah, probably.
Like mental health. Oh, mental health.
Mental mental
That's a
health.
month. That's a month. Mental health month.
That just passed, I think.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait till like next year, but we'll get there. I recommend this book for read before middle school, whatever year you want to do it. But I would say before middle school because I feel like middle school is definitely when I feel like you start to realize more of who you are, what you like, and all that. Obviously, that also happens in elementary school, but it really, at least for me, it started evolving in middle school for real, where I also went to a new school for middle school, so it really hit different.
Mhm.
But I definitely recommend, and I recommend getting your kids to read this if you're a parent watching. Get your kids to read this because it also teaches you how bullying can affect somebody. So make sure your kids aren't a bully. No offense to the parents, but you know.
I want yeah, I want to add a note. When
Mhm.
I read this book in fourth grade, it like completely changed so like yes, do I still giggle at some like things that definitely should not be laughed at? 100%, as any person would. But I feel like after I read that book, it made me have like a sense of understanding. So like not only people with like deformities, but like autism, like
Yeah.
because no offense, I'm not trying to be like offensive or anything, but like when I was younger, like third, second, first grade, when I saw someone with autism, I thought honestly like they were like kind of where this. I'm not trying to be mean, but like I thought they were weird. Like no
Yeah.
offense. But once I read the book, it like connected like we're all human, we are all people,
Right.
we all
Yeah.
have feelings,
Right.
and that really connected. Like from that moment on, it was like I treat everyone. It like teaches like respect,
Yes.
kindness, and stuff like that. So I recommend if your like child is like me when I was in first grade,
Right.
like
Because I
laughing at
mean, it
everybody that's not
happens.
them, because
Yeah.
it's like a genuine problem that like does need to get sorted out in the
Right.
future.
I 100%
Why'd
agree.
I get so passionate about that?
Because it's a passionate book. This is a
I like
because
cook that
I feel
speech.
like so
I
many
like cook
people.
that speech.
Yeah. I feel like so many people deal with bullying that
Hmm.
um
It's
especially
often
when they're
overlooked.
young. And I feel like people they grow up, like let's say the bullies grow up obviously, and they're like, "Oh, that was wrong for me to say blah blah blah." But the person that was bullied, that stays in their head forever. There's stuff that people say that just sticks that, randomly you're sleeping and you're like, "Oh, they said this about me." So it's just so important to especially in those young again, those young forming years to watch what you say about somebody because just know it will stay in their head even if they don't want it to. It lingers. It lingers. So I feel like this also teaches you to watch what you say because it can really mess somebody up. So
I'm about to clock real quick. We're not gonna be reading this on our own. Parents of younger generations, go buy the book now, do a read along, like read it for them so that you're reading it too.
hmm
Because no offense, but like working in customer service, Chloe can attest to this.
I
You
can.
see the people that were bullies in school that come back as bullies and their children are the same way. Okay, so my last book, last but not least, that's the last, is The Harlem Charade by Natasha Tarpley. I also read this book for Battle of the Books the year I did it. It's set in Harlem and it follows three kids who discover a mystery linked to their neighborhood's history. A theme with these books I'm seeing is that my favorites are tend to be like mystery solving. Clearly, they work together to solve clues around. Sorry, they work together to solve clues around lost artwork and important community stories. The book highlights Harlem's rich culture and history. Themes include friendship, teamwork, and pride in one's heritage. Fun and meaningful adventure celebrating community and identity. So I read this when Battle of the Books is fifth grade in my county. So I read this when I was in fifth grade, which was ages ago. But I do recommend it to any like elementary schoolers, probably fourth,
Mhm.
fifth, and then beyond.
I did not know half of the books you've recommended. Look, I've not read it. Oh my God. I've not read any of the books. Well, no, that's not true. I knew Magic Tree House and Clue, what is it, 59, 89, whatever. One of those numbers. But the other ones I have no, like never heard of, which is crazy. But also, I feel like I had a different kind of like childhood growing up.
Hmm.
Not in the sense of like, oh my God, but like I just went to like private school and they I don't like I mean we had books that we had to read, but I feel like it wasn't as broad and we didn't do battle of the books and stuff like that. So I was like all we had was the book fair, which I ate up, by the way. I love the book fair.
We're
But
gonna be talking about that later. We're gonna be talking about that later.
yes, but like we did not have like those types of things. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
we had books we had to read, but they weren't, it was very lists, boom, boom, boom. It wasn't very fun, I guess you could say. I don't know. So now we're gonna be talking about some of our habits as kids and everything. So personally, I don't I did not have bedtime stories read to me. Like, no, I didn't. Um, but I did read. I just read it by my choice. Like I would get taken to Barnes when, Barnes was still like cheaper and everything. But I would go there. I would be able to pick out books and everything.
Hmm.
And I mostly just read myself. I really don't know when I learned how to read. I really don't know. I guess it was early on because again, I was memorizing memory verses in kindergarten. So obviously I knew how to read. So I probably learned how to read in like pre-K. Like, I don't know. So
Same.
I was always just, oh my God, that makes me think. In kindergarten, we read Green Eggs and Ham, and we made the little green eggs and ham too. And we like got to eat it. It was so fun. So yeah, we I knew how to read. So I was mostly reading at school because that's really, obviously you read in school. And then I feel like during first grade, second grade, third grade, that's when I really started going to bookstores and I've always enjoyed going to the library to support your local libraries, and just
Exactly.
picking out
Literally what
books.
I'm doing for this
Yep,
podcast.
and picking out my books and reading it there. Well, not reading at the library, but like just picking out new books to read. And yeah,
For me as a kid, I I don't think I'm sure I had my parents like read to me like occasionally. I don't think it was like every night. I typically read Geronimo Stilton, as I've said literally in the past two episodes, in this entire episode probably. There's a lot of Geronimo Stilton because I had all his books, all of Tia Stilton's books, and I had the graphic novel, so I had literally the full collection. So I did that. Another big thing I did like every year around November when there was like parent teacher conferences was the Scholastic Book Fair.
yes. Oh my
Now,
gosh,
Scholastic
wait.
Book Fair. Now at the Scholastic Book Fair, did I get books? I got like two books. Everything else was like school supplies and
I
like.
got this. I got this. Sorry, bookmark from
Oh,
the
a bookmark.
Scholastic Book Fair.
Let me look around real quick.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Um. So yeah. So there's a lot of like Scholastic Book Fair. When I was like when I graduated fifth grade, my aunt took me to the warehouse of the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh wow.
Like the entire warehouse. Like they had everything that's typically in stock plus more. So like they had like all the pens. So I got like 1,800 books. I don't have those books anymore. I like gave them to my elementary school. And then I got like all like the pens and stuff like that.
hmm I love the Scholastic Book Fair. Oh, you know what else I had too that I used to read on? My Leapfrog.
Oh,
Did you have
I
a
love
Leapfrog?
Leapfrog. I remember those.
I used to have a Princess Tiana store. I used to love Tiana. Like I have a music box somewhere in my closet, but it whatever, not the point. But I love Tiana and I had the story on my Leapfrog and all that. Loved Leapfrogs, like with the little big pen that you would, yeah.
You like like sound out to like
Yes,
the word.
yes.
Why are we like reminiscing as if that's like an ancient artifact?
I don't know because I don't even see nobody with it no more. Like
I
that's
know. I don't
they
think
just
I
have
don't.
regular iPads. Like,
I know. I think they got rid of Leapfrog. I think it's
yeah.
discontinued.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Because I know my
Is
little
that bad?
sister.
Because you can see the brainwash affecting this new
No,
generation.
literally, you can see that it's just Roblox up in there. No,
Oh,
no Princess Tiana stories. Um, but yeah, I also went to the book fair. I used to love the book fair. My mom would send me some money, and then I usually get like two or three books, and then the random stuff, you know. Oh my gosh, our school, well, my school, we didn't go to the same school. My school had the little lollipop game where you would pick a lollipop, and if it had like the coloring on it, you won like a prize or something. Did
see,
you
we
ever
didn't have
do
that
that?
because my school's stingy and didn't believe in giving out free things.
Oh,
Sorry.
it was
Hate
fun.
to
No,
say
we
it.
paid for it.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we had to pay. I think we had to pay the
to do the game.
yeah, to do the game. Yeah. I forgot how much it was. It was cheap, I think. I don't know. But yeah. It was fun. I think it was like $1. That's actually not cheap for a lollipop. Because even if you lost, you still got to eat the lollipop. But
Mhm.
yeah. That's it for this episode of The Notable Readers.
We're Chloe and Philip, and we love bringing you into our book chats.
Follow the podcast as well as our other links so you don't miss our next episode.
And until then,
Happy reading!